It's fall. It's festive. It's the Bayfield Apple Festival. Live from Bayfield, this is Northern News Now.
These beautiful fall colors and crisp temps can only mean one thing. It is time to celebrate the 61st annual Apple Fest here in Bayfield, Wisconsin. Good evening, I'm Kendall Jarbo.
And I'm Rob Coles. Thanks for joining us. We're broadcasting live from the rooftop at the Bayfield Inn for day one of Apple Fest once again this year. And okay, it was a little rainy earlier, but just in time for our show. It's sunny.
The sun is poking out now. I think that's a good sign.
It is, absolutely.
And it's definitely that classic Midwest saying, if it weren't for the wind, it wouldn't be so bad, but it is a bit windy.
It is a little bit windy, but Hunter's going to be in just a minute with a full weekend forecast. But you know, with what we've experienced today, the weather has really varied quite a bit for the 6 decades of this event that's become a tradition for many people all across the Northland. Now, here's a look at how it all started. Back in 1962, orchard owner Walter Jimmy Erickson suggested the town sponsor an apple festival. He wanted to help publicize the Bayfield area's orchards. That first year for Apple Fest, about 4,000 people showed up, and it's gotten bigger since. Today, tens of thousands of people come each year to peruse food and craft vendors downtown, tour local orchards, and enjoy their harvests.
And there is definitely so much to learn about such an historic event, and we have so many exciting Apple Fest stories to share with you, but let's turn it over to Ryan Half in studio with today's top stories. Ryan.
Kendall and Rob, thank you. Yeah, Super One customers have donated a record amount of money to support heart health. Today, Super One presented a check for more than $71,000 to the American Heart Association. That's more than they've ever raised in this annual fundraiser. Super One shoppers either rounded up their purchases or made donations of dollars between $1 and $5. The American Heart Association's Brianna Johnson says it shows that even small donations can make a huge difference.
But through thousands of interactions across 3 states, this is what kind of impact that has made.
This cause is very important to a lot of the folks throughout the areas that we serve, and we're happy that we're able to assist.
The money goes to the American Heart Association's Life is Why campaign, which supports research, education, and improved cardiac care. Let's turn and take a live look at Amsoil Arena, where the UMD Bulldog hockey teams are kicking off their seasons this weekend. You can watch all of the games live on the My9 Sports Network. The Bulldog women's hockey team is hosting the Long Island University Sharks tonight. You can catch all that action on My9 starting at 6 p.m. The Bulldog women play again tomorrow afternoon at 3 p.m. Then the Bulldog men's hockey team hosts their season opener against Michigan Tech tomorrow night at 7. Of course, all of those games are airing on My9. Also tonight, some of the Twin Ports' most notable names will be taking the stage for the annual Celebrity Dance Challenge. That includes our very own Mitchell Zimmerman, who was chosen to represent Northern News Now this year. This is an inside look of his practice with his dance partner, Brooke Biro, a professional dancer with the Minnesota Ballet. Now, if you want to cheer them on, the Celebrity Dance Challenge is tonight at Marshall High School in Duluth at 7 p.m. Those tickets are still available. You can check out our website for more info on how to purchase those. All of the proceeds will be benefiting the Minnesota Ballet. You can find more of our top headlines at northernnewsnow.com, but let's head back to Bayfield, Wisconsin, where we find my good friend Hunter McCullough. Hunter, I see you're already talking to people. It seems like a good time out there.
Oh, it's fantastic out here, Ryan. The last time you and I were here, we were eating some dessert. It was the best thing, sampling those desserts and judging those desserts. We know what the winners are right now. I'm going to try to find them at some point in time while I'm out here right now. But it's absolutely beautiful. It's a little bit chilly, but it's a fall festival. It's supposed to be a little bit cold. So we're seeing some sunshine. We're seeing some little rain here and there. And there's a lot of people, surprisingly, on this Friday. I've heard historically Friday isn't that busy of a day, so it's cool to see all these different people that are here on this Friday. I know it's just going to get even busier as we head throughout the rest of this festival. So right now we're seeing some scattered showers that are rolling through the Northland as we speak, and we've seen a couple here into the Twin Ports and also in Bayfield as well. Some rain showers on the Minnesota side, a little bit of lake effect rain as well just east of us over into Ironwood. Winds are gusty. There is a wind advisory along the North Shore over in Cook County. Right now a wind gust of 31 miles per hour on top of the hill. Bayfield Apple Festival forecast for the rest of the week and a slight chance for a couple showers here into our Saturday and our Sunday. Temperatures a little bit cooler than average, but that's not going to deter anybody from coming on down here because we're strong Northlanders. It's nice and cool down here, a little bit windy, but again, not going to deter anybody. It's absolutely beautiful, right, Kendall and Rob?
It definitely didn't stop us from coming out to the live show,
No.
so I don't think it'll stop anyone else from coming out and enjoying Apple
People
Fest.
seem like they're having fun for sure.
I think so. There's so much going on. I mean, all weekend long, you can see craft vendors with lots of food. There's live music and so much more. But the big event is the Apple Fest parade happening on Sunday.
And this year's Grand Marshals are a couple who have made Bayfield their home for their entire lives. Mary, Joe, and Alan Rabidou were high school sweethearts and have been married for 63 years now. They've also owned Rabidou Orchard almost just as long. Organizers weighed in and thought their longtime dedication to the community would make them perfect Grand Marshals for this year's parade. The Rabidous say they were surprised and very grateful to be nominated.
Because we represent the Apple Fest in Bayfield.
Yeah,
And we've been here long enough so that I think everybody knows who we are.
yeah, I'll say. You can't find a better, beautiful spot than Bayfield.
The Rabidous say they have a big variety of apples on their 35 acres, including Cortland, McIntosh, and Honeycrisp. They still do a lot of their own work, but say they're thankful for their adult children's help.
And someone else you might see in this year's parade is the Apple Fest Queen. This year it's Elvira Albert. She's a junior at Bayfield High School and a member of the Red Cliff Band of Lake Superior, Chippewa. Her family both owns and lives on the Pratt Farm. Elvira will be celebrated during a special coronation tomorrow. That will be at 7 p.m. at Bayfield Memorial Park. So big congrats from all of us at Northern News Now. And one of the most iconic images of Apple Fest is the poster. From depicting northern Wisconsin apple farmers to a crow picking at the sweet fruit, the poster captures the core of what Apple Fest is all about.
And this year's artist for the poster is a Northwest Wisconsin native, and she got inspiration for her poster right in her front yard. Our Mitchell Zimmerman introduces us to her.
Rooted in Northwest Wisconsin.
It's a tree that my parents planted when I was young, and it's just so beautiful every year. I thought it's the perfect inspiration for the poster.
Tonya Sell has been making art for years now.
I had to have something as the tree, and it was just right there waiting for me.
Using the tree in the front yard of her Ulu home as inspiration, Sell created this year's Bayfield Apple Fest poster.
I did the sketches here at the tree.
Really?
And then I went and finished the rest of the pieces in the studio.
Once in her studio, Sally used oil paints to put together this poster depicting a working girl picking apples along the South Shore, inspired by an older version of a poster.
And I decided to give her a vintage spin. So the colors, the attitude, the kind of exaggerated features.
And while the girl picking apples is the main focus, the tree is the apple of Sell's eye.
I just thought, I needed an apple tree, and that one was available and had a good look.
She had her models, and she got to work.
So sketches to finished piece was a day.
And all of that drawing and painting led her to the poster you'll see this year on buttons and more.
It was really an honor to be asked to do the poster.
While we talked with Sel, she had another piece of art up her sleeve.
Are you ready?
I am. What? That looks so real.
Thank you.
Quite the appealing drawing.
Like, I could take a bite out of that right now.
In Ulu, Mitchell Zimmerman, Northern News Now.
And Sel's art was chosen from a handful of submissions. The poster for next year has also already been chosen. If you'd like to buy the poster, you can do so all weekend here at Apple Fest.
What incredible artwork. That is so beautiful. And she just whipped up that apple so quickly.
So fast.
Yeah.
Such talent.
I love that. Well, there is still so much to see and do here at Apple Fest. We are so excited to show you all that it has to offer. So coming up after the break, our Adam Lorch joins us with one of this year's vendors. We'll be right back.
You're watching Northern News Now, live from the Bayfield Apple Festival.
Well, we are back. Welcome back to beautiful Bayfield, Wisconsin, where Applefest is happening. It is a little bit chilly,
It
but
is.
nothing we can't handle.
Yeah, that's okay. The streets are starting to fill up. There's so many vendors and wonderful things to do. So let's head over to Chief Meteorologist Adam Lorch, who joins us live with one of those vendors. Adam.
Yeah, thanks, guys. Of course, I'm out here at Applefest in Bayfield, stopping at probably my favorite vendor that, I've been coming to Applefest for like 15 years, and this is one of my favorite vendors to come to, the blackened fish and the dirty rice. This is Billy Bowden with Bowden's Fisheries here. So tell me a little bit about what makes this product so good.
Well, Bayfield is more than just apples.
Yeah.
I mean, we've got one of the best fisheries here in Lake Superior. And whitefish is a natural, local, sustainably caught and harvested fish that you can do anything with it. Fish tacos to blackened whitefish. So blackened whitefish and dirty rice, we started in the late 80s. We've been selling it on Main Street ever since.
Awesome. And for me, it's a staple. Like, you walk by and you can just smell the blackened whitefish. And on a hot day, you get that spice, a cool day, you get the spice. And that kind of warms you up a little bit.
It does. It does, and it just tastes good. It's the best food of Applefest.
In my opinion, I would agree with that, sir. So thank you very much for all of that you guys do. Come out here, check out the blackened whitefish here with the dirty rice. You won't regret it. And it's not just, this vendor. There's a ton of apple stuff here for you to try as well. This is just another option if you wanted to get away from the sweet and more into kind of the savory and spicy option. But not too bad weather-wise out here, guys. Luckily, no rain. The sun's finally coming out. Come on down to Bayfield this weekend. Check out everything that it has to offer, because it is pretty fantastic.
Right. Thanks, Adam. All that looks very delicious. After we're done with our show, I'm definitely going to take a stroll, get some fish.
Oh,
definitely something
absolutely.
apple related. It looks really good.
I mean, we're on top of the Bayfield End right now, but I can smell all the delicious food. It's just making me starving.
Absolutely.
Well, speaking of the weather, the sun is starting to come out, and it's looking like it'll be a lovely weekend. After the break, we're checking in with meteorologist Hunter McCullough. Welcome back to Applefest in Bayfield, Wisconsin.
Yes.
Rob, it is lovely up here.
It's beautiful. We're on the rooftop at the Bayfield Inn. People are having fun. More sun is shining. Yeah, it's a nice day.
Yeah, that's awesome. And you mentioned we're on top of the rooftop of the Bayfield Inn. Now, the Bayfield Inn has been the location of our Applefest live shows for years now, and we are so thankful for their hospitality today. Located in the heart of downtown Bayfield, the Inn has more than 20 luxury hotel rooms with on-site dining options, as well as several vacation rentals throughout town. In addition to the amenities, breathtaking views of the harbor and Lake Superior keep people coming back year after year. And now let's check in with Hunter, who has a look at the weather.
Thank you very much. I'm risking copyright laws to listen to some music over here back here. We got a lot of live bands that are all around the region here that are going to be playing in a couple different spots throughout the entire event here. There's a band down we heard some country music down front. I don't know exactly who these guys are, but they sound amazing. There's a violin, there's a big guitar. There's like 7 or 8 of them up there just jamming out. So not only is there apples to be had everywhere, there's all sorts of food, different kinds of food. I had an apple brat earlier. Everything's amazing. You have some live music and all sorts of entertainment all around here too. So we're just having a blast down here. The sun is out as well. A few areas are seeing some rain showers as we speak, though, depending on where you are around the Northland. Seeing some rain showers along the South Shore in a couple spots. Some lake effect rain showers just off to our east as we speak, off towards Ironwood, Michigan. Otherwise partly cloudy to mostly cloudy skies throughout the majority of the region. That will continue here into the rest of the evening hours. We'll see some decreasing clouds, and then we do have some frosty conditions on the way as we go into the early parts of our Saturday. That'll linger as well into Sunday and Monday. It's going to be very cold here into the next little bit here, especially in the morning hours, Saturday morning and Sunday morning, Monday morning as well. Heading into the early parts of our Saturday, seeing clouds increasing, maybe a stray shower if you live along the south shore of Lake Superior. Otherwise, most areas will be remaining dry. Going into Saturday evening, still seeing mostly cloudy skies. And then we head into our Sunday, a little bit of sunshine towards the second half of the day. This particular model trying to bring in a little rain for the Twin Ports. Maybe a stray shower, but nothing too crazy going into Sunday. Looking at some decent conditions and then decreasing clouds because, again, it's going to be chilly in the overnight hours. Lows dipping down into the 20s and 30s throughout the region. So likely the end of the growing season into the next couple of days. Current conditions out there, we're seeing temperatures in the 40s and 50s, 51 currently in Duluth, 52 in Ashland, and that's about the same temperature as what's going on here into Bayfield, Wisconsin, 54 up there in Baudetzy, and 44, a little bit cooler off to our east, so plenty of areas still in the 40s as we speak. Tonight's forecast, lows dipping down into the 30s, couple 40s here and there, but again, that patchy frost off to our north away from Lake Superior, 36 for a low on top of the hill. Over in northwest Wisconsin, that low of 38 in Superior, 41 in Washburn. So probably not seeing any frost near the lake like here in Bayfield, but you head off to the south, you're going to see a little bit more frost here and there. 50 degrees for a high tomorrow into Superior. Similar conditions again, maybe a stray shower along the south shore of Lake Superior. Otherwise, mostly cloudy skies. Winds out of the northwest at 5 to 15 miles per hour. 49 for a high on top of the hill and down by the lake. Some mid-40s off to our northeast as well, off into those portions of the North Shore. It'll be a little bit breezy once again tomorrow. The rest of the forecast, 49 degrees on our Sunday, looking at 48 for Monday. Some temperatures that are about 5 to 10 degrees cooler than average, so it's looking fairly cool here for at least the next 7 days. Fall is here to stay for at least a little bit here around the Northland. We do have some minor chances for some showers late into the week, but my gosh, right now in this moment right here, with all this sunshine out here, it's a little bit cool with the wind, but it's feeling pretty darn good. And if you're a Northlander, come on down here and just enjoy the time out here. Lots to be had, sensory overload all over the place, so that's what I'm talking about. I'll send it back to you guys.
Yeah, and Hunter, I feel like it's only fitting that we have the fall temperatures, keep the fall vibes going. We need that for Applefest.
Absolutely, very festive.
Yeah.
Thanks, Hunter. Well, the Applefest fun continues after the break. We'll take a look at what it takes to become a professional apple peeler.
Welcome back to Bayfield, Wisconsin, where we have been experiencing all the goodness that Applefest has to offer. What a blast it has been.
Gosh, it's been awesome.
It's been wonderful, but the fun is only just getting started. Tomorrow morning at 11 is the classic Fisherman's Fry. Just a few moments ago, we mentioned the apple peeling contest. That's happening tomorrow at 1 p.m. on the grand stage. The Apple Queen coronation is at 7, and the big finale takes place Sunday at 2 p.m. with the grand parade. You definitely do not want to miss it.
And before all the festivities get started, the locals got an early taste of all the Applefest fun. They held an annual apple pie and dessert tasting event at Bayfield's Lakeside Pavilion last week. Local bakers submitted their finest apple pies or apple-themed desserts. A group of lucky judges tasted them and crowned a champ, Ryan Half and, of course, Hunter McCullough here. We're happy to help with that effort. Hunter's pick was an apple crisp, while Ryan stuck to the traditional homemade apple pie. They both sound delicious.
It was a tough day on the job, I'll tell you that much with that. But no, they were all amazing. My gosh, the food was fantastic. A lot of sugar that day was consumed.
Yeah.
But yeah, I know Ryan was back in the studio right now. I mean, my gosh, it was just the apple crisp was like a circus in your mouth. It was insane. It was so tasty.
I want that typed on a shirt. It's like a circus in your mouth.
Get that.
They should use that for their branding. If they want to go commercial with these desserts,
There
right?
we go. Maybe I'll get a little side chat. Not really, just kidding. But it was pretty awesome. I'll tell you that much. It was a perfect day.
Were you sick of sweet things afterwards, or could you just keep going?
I could keep going. In fact, there was a tie, so we had to try the same ones again.
You had to.
We had to.
Okay, I see.
Oh my gosh, that was the best part, was getting to eat the same exact great, amazing ones all over again, and it was just great.
I love that for you.
I'm getting more hungry by the second.
Right?
After this, we can all go check it out.
Okay, let's take a look at what's coming up at 5. The Bayfield Civic League is not wasting any time. Apple After Fest. Next week, they're kicking off a major restoration project. This historic gazebo has sat on Bayfield shore since 1913, and that's when a group of 28 women built it as a place to shelter people while they waited for boats. And tonight at 5, we'll learn why they'll start taking the gazebo down and what they plan to replace it with. So there's still lots of fun left to be had.
Yep.
We had a blast out here at 4 o'clock, but we are so excited to see you guys at 5 and 6. Happy Applefest. See you then.